Good afternoon. Thank you for tuning in and for checking out ANF Plus here, streaming live in the Atlanta News First newsroom with a complete check of your First Alert forecast. Again, ANF Plus 4:30 edition. We're going to dive straight into the First Alert forecast, and there is some weather to talk about. We've had a really nice start to the weekend, albeit cold. It was dry yesterday. It was a little windy, but today was absolutely brilliant. Mother Nature kind of really delivering today, and we do have some more cold mornings in the forecast, yes, but also warmer weather on the way. And even though we have cold mornings, to start the work week, also some increasingly nice afternoons, so there's certainly good weather to be had. Again, thank you for tuning in and for watching. Just going to give it a few more seconds, kind of ease in to the First Alert forecast. For those that are just now tuning in, we have some viewers on YouTube at the moment, and also want to remind folks there are many platforms you can stream on: Roku, Amazon Fire, AtlantaNewsFirst.com, the First Alert Weather app, the Atlanta News First app. All good places to check out the ANF Plus stream. If you have any weather questions, comments, concerns, however, the place to be is going to be YouTube. Atlanta News First is the account to like and to follow and to converse on if you do have any other questions, comments, concerns. Again, I do have that chat up, watching it now. No questions coming in just yet. Let's take you outside. Again, it's a stunner out there. We still have a few high clouds streaming in, but not much in the way of cloud cover, especially compared to yesterday. Sunshine sending temperatures back into the upper 40s, lower 50s this afternoon after a cold morning, upper 20s and lower 30s. So it was a cold start to the day, but obviously sunshine, Mother Nature working their magic. Temperatures rebounding pretty swiftly today. In fact, outside right now, we are in the upper 40s and lower 50s around the metro. Looking at a temperature of 52 in East Point, 54 downtown Atlanta. Sandy Springs is at 49. There are some communities that are still in the upper 40s, but a far cry from the upper 20s where we were earlier today. You saw the sunshine, still a few high wispy clouds, and I think a couple of clouds still in the skies this evening, overnight tonight into early tomorrow morning, mainly south of I-20. High clouds moving in. No rain, of course, from those clouds. No wintry weather in the forecast, and I do think it is clear enough tonight for temperatures to really tumble again after sunset. In fact, here is that hour by hour forecast. It's going to be a cold one, so if you do have any evening plans, keep in mind, and this is for the city of Atlanta. We go from 53 at 5 p.m., about where we are now, back to 47 by 7 p.m., 45 by 8 p.m., so a really quick tumble with the temperatures this evening as soon as the sun sets. Thanks in big part to the fact that the sky is mostly clear now. The air is very dry and cold air has settled in, so a perfect setup for what we call radiational cooling. That is when any warmth you get in the afternoon from the sunshine, it escapes back up into space because the sky is clear, the air is dry, the wind is light. Again, all the ingredients are there for a quick tumble this evening. You see 39 degrees. That's in Atlanta proper by midnight. So tonight, the late news on Atlanta News First WANF. It's going to be cold already. Probably already some frost forming in a few spots. So we're talking about a hard freeze potentially up in the mountains for the immediate metro tomorrow morning, much like this morning, upper 20s and lower 30s, the rule. So many of our metro Atlanta neighborhoods and communities will wake up to freezing temperatures tomorrow morning, about where we were this morning. 30 Kennesaw, 32 Redan, 32 Palmetto down in South Fulton, Douglasville, 32, 31 Sugar Hill, McDonough, 33. 20 up in Blairsville, 26 Dalton, 25 Rome. So hard freeze. Far northwest Georgia and our North Georgia mountain communities. Far north metro, 20s, but probably just above that hard freeze criteria, 28 or colder for a few hours, being that criteria. 32 Griffin, 32 Covington, 30 in LaGrange. You get the idea. Just about everybody at least seeing a light freeze. Joseph Wohler, I hope I pronounced your last name correctly, watching on YouTube. Should we cover our plants tomorrow morning, for tomorrow morning? If you have really sensitive annuals, maybe you kind of took advantage of the near 70-degree temperatures we've had this week and you jumped the gun and you planted your spring plants, maybe. Now, most of our winter plants, pansies, stuff like that that's still going on in all the gardens, those little pops of color in the wintertime, they should be just fine. In most areas, especially in the metro. But if you do have really sensitive spring annuals that maybe have already been put in the ground, I would cover them, move your potted plants in, cover those if they're outside. A light freeze, but yes, the really sensitive stuff could get a little bit burned tonight. So if you've been working hard all winter long to keep it going, Tonight is one of those nights where you will want to have covered, and hopefully you covered last night into this morning as well. We were many spots down in the upper 20s and lower 30s as well. So it was a cold start and near freezing even this morning, Joseph. But yeah, I would go ahead and cover those plants tonight into tomorrow morning just in case, and then Monday night into Tuesday morning we get a little bit warmer, but I think still some frost and freeze potential. In fact, now that we're through tomorrow morning's forecast, we can go ahead, take you a little bit deeper into the work week and talk about low temperatures. Again, this is for the city of Atlanta over the next several days. In fact, we do have a warm-up on the way. That warm-up, even though it's cold tomorrow morning, we do begin that warm-up tomorrow, but a more noticeable warming trend by the middle of the work week with low temperatures in Atlanta, lower 40s Wednesday, mid to upper 40s Thursday. Now, keep in mind, that's in the urban core. You get outside of the perimeter I-285, and you can knock several degrees at times off of these forecast low temperatures. Friday morning, upper 40s, lower 50s, not high temperatures. That's a morning low temperature Friday morning with a chance of rain Thursday night into Friday morning, relatively low impact. In fact, most of the rain moving through while most of us are sleeping. So no first alert weather day on that present timing. Of course, if anything changes, we will let you know. But I think what that system will serve a bigger purpose or a greater purpose in doing is that it's going to shake up the weather pattern once again. Another round of cool air back in the forecast next weekend, along with sunnier conditions and that round of chill, not quite as cold as what we're dealing with at the moment. So again, a nice work week is shaping up across all of North Georgia and Metro Atlanta. Outside right now, for those just joining, it's a nice one. No rain in the forecast. In fact, most of the cloud cover has pulled away. In fact, I can turn clouds back on right now, and you can see all of those mid and high level clouds edging east and out of the area. Still a few high wispy clouds creeping back into Atlanta from the south and west, but in general it's clearing. All of that rain, all the gross weather is down in Florida. They're getting a soaker. Behind this boundary, this front, this storm system, what brought us a few showers Friday night into Saturday morning, it is the continuation of chilly air filtering to the south, so we kind of remain locked in this stretch of colder mornings here for at least the next few days across Metro Atlanta and North Georgia, though I think we've already seen the coldest. Yesterday afternoon, we were in the 40s. It was windy. It was kind of a gross afternoon, lots of clouds. This morning, we were in the upper 20s, lower 30s. About as cold tomorrow morning, though we may add, 1-2 degrees to that. So probably technically past that coldest point of this cold wave of weather. But tonight will still be chilly. For those with plans tonight, it's going to drop pretty quickly. Do keep that in mind. Just put an updated video talking about that cold evening forecast in the First Alert Weather app. Great tool to have on a Sunday evening where many of you may be having to step away from the stream, may not be able to watch the newscast this evening. First Alert Weather app is a great tool to have. Just search First Alert Weather in your app or Google Play Store, or at any time our forecast is on TV, we have that little QR code upper right-hand corner of the screen. You can scan over that, and it will bring you to our download portal. That's the video right there, top of the weather app. And that is the latest forecast. No big changes, but just reiterating the fact that this evening will be chilly. Tonight will be cold. Here is that same hour-by-hour forecast. Temperatures in the city of Atlanta, 8, 9, 10 p.m., quickly back into the lower 40s. 39 by midnight, 36 by 4 a.m. This is for the city of Atlanta. Of course, if you live outside of I-285, it will get colder more quickly. So do plan on that. Bundle up if you're headed out for evening plans. And I do also want to remind you that let's see, Joseph is commenting again. Thank you. When do you think we should do spring lawn prep? Joseph, that's actually a tricky question. Long-term forecasting, so that, 3, 4, 5-week forecast, some of that data that we look at here, we don't always share it on air, of course, because it can change. And I will say data has changed pretty significantly. It was looking like we were going to be heading into a colder weather pattern mid-February to mid-March. Recent data and just seeing what's happening with the weather pattern across North America, kind of steering away from that towards a warmer scenario, Joseph. So I wouldn't do it yet. We probably have not had our last freeze, probably have not had our last frost. But I think by the time we get past the first week of March, it's a slow start, but maybe starting to get some of those spring things done. But, we typically do have our one last final threat of a frost or freeze as we get into April, and I think that this season is going to be no different. I think leaning warmer overall, but it just takes one relaxation of that weather pattern to allow cold air far enough south to bring us a freeze. So we'll be watching it, but I would say, after the first week of March, probably nothing too significant, but we will still, especially depending on where you are exactly in North Georgia in the metro, have the risk of additional freezes. So hold off on the really sensitive stuff until we get to mid-April or so, right around Easter, and then you have a better shot at no need for covering any of your more sensitive annuals, your sensitive spring plants. So again, midweek warming trend is in the forecast. So I want to remind you, we will continue to keep you updated, the entire First Alert Weather team. This evening, unfortunately, we may see our early evening newscast preempted on Atlanta News First WANF, but we'll have to see. Planning, hoping we'll join you at 6:30 with that latest First Alert forecast. If not, stream tonight, ANF Plus right here. Batman place, Batman time, as they say, and that'll be at 8 p.m. And then we're back on Peachtree TV, Atlanta CW affiliate, at 10 p.m. with a complete check of your First Alert forecast, latest news headlines as well. And then as we get into 11 p.m., hopefully on time tonight, back on WANF Atlanta News First with your complete First Alert forecast tonight on the late news. AJ saying looking forward to warmer weather. In fact, let's pull that back up for you. For those that maybe missed that portion of the forecast a moment ago, I'll bring up high temperatures here for the next 7 days. Having to scroll through my weather graphics here, so bear with me for just a moment. And it is going to get much warmer. Remember, yesterday afternoon, stuck in the mid-40s with windy weather, lots of clouds. By the time we get to Thursday, clouds moving back in, yes, but we're back in the mid to upper 60s. Sunshine, upper 50s, lower 60s, Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday, mid-60s, just a few clouds. Stunning weather through midweek, and mornings will warm up as well. Temperatures approaching 70 Thursday. Warmest day. Rain chance very late Thursday, very early Fridays it looks right now. Not a big impact to either commute, and most of the rain, it's not that much at all, really, falling while we're asleep. It looks like, of course, if that timing shifts, if it looks more impactful, we'll throw on that First Alert weather day, give you the first alert that, hey, your plans, your commutes could be impacted right now. Fingers crossed. Not seeing too much of an impact with this next system. It will pull cooler air back into the forecast next weekend. Nothing crazy, nothing too cold. Sunshine, upper 50s and lower 60s, both the next Saturday and Sunday afternoon, so it will be nice. AJ, you're welcome again. Thank you for tuning in and for watching. Going to close out now, about 15 minutes into the stream. Reminder, you can always reach out to me on social media, Cutter Martin on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, X. Also, the entire First Alert Weather team. All social media platforms will be keeping you covered. In the meantime, between now and the next stream or the next newscast, you can grab the forecast on the go. So many are probably busy on this Sunday in the First Alert Weather app. Have yourself a wonderful evening. I hope it goes great. Reminder, it's going to get cold very quickly this evening after sunset if plans bring you out after dark. Make sure you are bundled up. Have a good evening and have a wonderful work week.